rude, and I don't want to be mean.
She's gonna be
but
rude.
Those pastors, that were organising the funeral, it will never be well with you.
Okay, not too much now.
No, give them more facts.
There's so
the
much
pride of a
out
colonizer
there.
mixed with the
Pride of a black man.
Yeah, it's just
disgusting.
I do get the point, but then I'd also say similarly, it's like even as a quote unquote black Brit, which the identity comes in, when I say I don't live in London, so you can't know about.
That's another one.
Do you get what I'm saying?
But yeah,
I
it
love
was
him
good.
too.
And then to wrap up, sorry.
Somebody's husband.
I don't love him like wait, pause. I just want to be part of the OBO gang.
Hey.
What a morning people have had. What a day people have had. In fact, Jameen, let's intro and then Jameen can start. Like how
Also, so I'm back.
yes.
I've
her month
been
and a half hiatus.
missing. Guys, I'm 99% sure I had pneumonia, just by the way. Like, I was actually like...
apparently
yes,
it's going around.
Yes, because basically...
Someone should miss me. That one should miss me.
I'm fine now, but I think when I flew to Nigeria...
It wasn't a flu.
No, it wasn't a flu.
And she tried to say that I'm the one that gave her that.
Shut up. But I think it got worse after I flew, and then it turned, because pneumonia is like you can get it from the flu and like the viral infection and stuff like that. So I think that's actually what I had. Because guys, I've been sick. I've been bedridden. I've been trying to get better, but I'm here now, and I'm saying all of this. I went to Nigeria and I went to Paris. I was on holiday, but
with the pneumonia.
No. But yes, I'm back now. I'm here. Hello, everyone. I'm sure you've missed me so much.
Guys, we haven't said welcome to the great.
I was about to say that, but
I
allowed her to talk.
we have to talk about.
Yeah,
I'm back. I'm excited, guys. I'm telling you, I'm back. But yes, welcome to the Grey Area podcast. Was I meant to be starting that, by the way?
You've started now.
Welcome to the Grey Area podcast. I hope you guys are having an amazing day whenever you're watching or listening to this. And yeah, we're just going to talk about how we're navigating our lives, the ups and downs, the blacks and whites, the la. Yeah. It's your girl Shay.
It's your favourite fly babe, Mayowa.
It's Jameen.
And last but not least, it's Au Pair.
Oh yeah, Ati's here today.
Yes.
She's not feeling too good, so she'll be back soon. She'll be back for our last episode of the season for sure. But yeah, she's not feeling too good today, so
send her some
love. We love you,
love.
Ati.
Love you.
Wait. Okay.
I'm joking.
Well, Shay, I guess, started with how she's been recently, but anything else you want to add? How's your week been?
Guys, I've been traveling the world, you know. I was in Paris. I was in Nigeria. I feel like when I was last here, I discussed I was going to Nigeria for Grandma's funeral. Went to that, I don't want to be rude and I don't want to be mean.
She's going to be
rude.
But
those pastors, that were organising the funeral, it will never be well with you.
Okay, not too much now.
No, give them more facts.
Cut this out,
give them more facts.
We're
not cutting it out.
The level of disrespect, and obviously I don't want to put my family's business out there like that, but the level of disrespect they had for my family and like the family of my grandma and stuff like that, for my grandma, for all those that were there to attend, it was actually just like, I was actually appalled. I was watching it all go down. I was like, I cannot believe you're allowing my grandma's send off to be like this. Like, it's actually disgusting. And I remember I was just sitting, I was thinking, and obviously there's a whole respect thing and stuff like that. So there's only so much certain people feel entitled to say and like try and fight back against what's happening. But it was just so poor, like cutting people's time down to like speak. You know, when they're like the goodbye
but they'll
stuff.
even ask you, and the thing is that the way they do it as well is always so violently rude.
It's not even that. It's the fact that they spent all the time talking about, do you want to give your life to God?
Right.
Give your life to Christ, stuff like that. And fairs, obviously, we're in a Christian, we're in a church, we're giving. But at the end of the day, this is actually a funeral. Like, we want to give this woman a good farewell.
You even said fairs. I think it's great to want to win souls, but respect
and not buts.
No. But respect the fact that you're actually sending someone off right now. Like, there will always be an opportunity for you to even move through the crowd and like you can not necessarily identify, but be like, like if you are interested, if you ever feel moved to, etc. I think that sometimes conversation for another day. There's a compassion that is missing, and
That
empathy that's missing
literally-
sometimes when you're trying to do that thing.
Compassion, wisdom,
because
sense,
why-
Or
you
love
knowledge,
from some
love.
people.
You
Like,
know what I'm saying?
love.
So you
this
said
is not an advert for your church or nothing. Like, this is
That's the
someone's
problem.
celebration of life that we're trying to, please, no,
Because
please.
sorry, no. I was gonna say I was listening to something, and it was like a lot of the times we get so like focused on like I need to speak the truth, but like what are you saying the truth for? Like, are you just say the truth to say the truth? But like you need to have love in what you're doing, especially if you're calling yourself a pastor.
So
Do you know what I'm
about that this
saying?
week as well. Like sometimes the truth, nobody's telling you to lie, but sometimes the truth is just not needed right now. Like, strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's enough. Maybe there'll be another time, but maybe there won't be a time where you don't have to share it. But yeah, that's really sad.
It was just a time and place, and it just and even that where the church is my grandma's compound, is where they live. Like they opened it up for them to build the church, so it's even more so like, do you want to have some respect for someone who's opened their ground for you to build your church on, so that you can have a space to worship? This woman has now passed away, and this is how you're behaving, like her legacy and stuff like that. Like I was in the moment, I was just like, oh, these people ever. But when I sat back and reflected on it, I was like, this is beyond disrespectful. It's just like, it was disgusting. And I felt bad for my mum. Like when mum's talking about, she was irritated, and I was like, why wouldn't you be?
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah,
it happened at my grandma's funeral as well.
Yeah.
They misbehaved, but the thing is, my mum is an iron fist, so she.
Sometimes you need
she got what she wanted at the end of the day, but if you I don't want to say let them, but sometimes
You have to be
when
so.
you do
you have to be
disrespectability
like-
politics too much, you just
rubbish
just
end up losing
happens.
out.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, as one of the keys to survival is let them know that you're able to be madder than them. It doesn't mean you have to show it, but sometimes just show them that you're willing to show them more sugar than they can ever be.
Literally that.
Because otherwise, anyway,
Yeah.
obviously we'll get onto it in our main topic as well a little bit.
But yeah, so I went to Nigeria for the funeral. But aside from that, like, it was so great. I met cousins. I've never met them before. Was given, sister, brother, second cousin, which was nice. And then after that, I went to Paris to go see my cousin who's studying there, and that was really nice. We had a Paris night out. I think the London music set list is better than.
Of course, you're just gonna be
Paris.
here.
Well, yeah,
It was just giving
they're kind of stuck in our uni phase a little bit as well. I've noticed some of their music is a bit.
Some of their music was just kind of
It's
like
Congo.
it was, yeah,
But that makes
Francophone
sense, though.
Congo,
It
which
makes sense, yeah.
I liked. I was like, yeah, this is a vibe. But then some of the music they were playing is like old stuff, and I'm like, why?
That's what they're
are you
vibing
playing-
to.
Yeah, and I was shocked. I was just like, why are we playing this? I haven't heard this song in
But that's kind of the equivalent of us going to Motives and hearing Afro beats, UK rap, and then 90s R&B. That's their combination. Do you get what I'm saying?
I've understood.
So like our Afro beats is like we're thinking of like Nigeria, Ghana, etc.
Yeah.
Their Afro beats is mainly Congolese, Ivorian. So that's
Mm.
why. Do you know what I'm saying? That's their combination. That's their equivalent, kind of.
Yeah, but
And then imagine
it was
hearing slow
also-
jams at the end, like, it's like hold on.
yeah, but then they're also playing like old school Afro beats, but not like old school throwback Afro beats. It's just like If or like stuff like that, and I'm just like,
They love that one.
I actually
They
just
do.
don't.
They actually do.
I don't want to hear that.
Old Davido is popping in France actually.
Yeah.
I need to go to
that
France
man.
then. I was
love
listening
it.
to old Davido yesterday.
They love that man. They love that man.
But yeah,
I
it
love
was
him
good.
too.
And then yeah, to wrap up. Sorry.
Somebody's husband.
I don't love him like wait, pause. I just want to be part of the OBO gang. I don't want him to be my link or whatever. But anyways, yeah.
But yeah, to wrap up, and then this week was chill. I go back to work on Monday.
Oh Lord,
I've been off for
After
like
eons.
I've been off for a minute, personal stuff, whatever. But I go back on Monday, and it's about to be. I'm shaking
Slap
my
back
boots.
to reality.
But yeah, that's been my week. I feel like I've been gone for like ages, so there was a lot to recap. But yeah, that was
Welcome
my
back.
week. Thank you.
Jimin.
I was gonna go to-
I was gonna actually go see you because I feel like you've got your.
I have nothing.
morning-
Yes. What time is it? Oh, sorry, I'm recording. I haven't. What was it? Do you want to talk about my day or my week? I don't like.
Your week catches up.
How have I been? I don't know. Like, sorry, I have to think.
My work.
So when she was talking,
I was listening to her. I wasn't thinking about my own. Sorry,
It's
my
true.
should go.
Nothing's happened. Like life has just been going, passing me by, whatever. I've been outside a lot. What last time we recorded? When was it? 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks? No, it wasn't even 2 weeks ago.
Maybe?
No, it was like 3
I've-
weeks ago. Yeah.
Was it? If I feel like it was before Mexico. No,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I went to Mexico. I went to Eden.
No. It was
No, I think
after.
it
No, it
was
was
after.
after. Because
Well-
you talked about Mexico. Yeah.
Yes. Guys, I went to Eden for the first time. That makes me so lit. That makes me so lit.
It is so
It's
lit.
So lit. Like,
It's a good
Anyway.
place.
Yeah,
What have I done?
I'd have to.
yeah, and I've just been out. Like, went to Recess Boiler Room this week.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was so good. I think that Boiler Room is really a boiler room. That place was so hot. I wanted to understand the name of the venue, like the idea. They pick places that you'll be hot.
And
I
sweaty.
think that is their aesthetic.
But I kind of
They
like that, you know.
It's
It's giving
giving-
Yeah,
like.
it's giving hot in the
No,
club.
you know,
Like,
it's just giving like I need water.
yeah, like, you know, the drop down and get your ego on video. The
Yeah.
look at that sweat chipping
No,
up. That's
because-
what it's giving with the red lighting. Like, it was hot as, but in there. But it was such good vibes. I loved it. The DJ lineup was lit. Shout out RBC for getting us on his guest list, bro. Like, whoa, what a time. And now I'm going slow jams on Sunday. I wasn't meant to, but shout out RBC for putting on his guest list. Like, on that, been working like at work. I had a bit of a not issue at work, but I'm moving customers because one of the customers I was on is just like, I just think it's too much. Like, I'm trying to learn how to what's it called, to cut my cloth to my size.
Yeah.
And I hate having to admit sometimes that I can't handle this thing, and I can't, like, it doesn't happen often that I'm like, I can't do this at all. But this particular customer, I just have to be real and frank. So when they told me, we think we should move you to a new customer, I was so grateful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to say it, but I have nothing I can offer them. Like, they're just too big, too fast paced, very needy, and they just don't give me time to learn. And mind you, I'm only technically 6 months into my career. I can't give you what everyone else in the team is giving you, and they've all been in their career for like 15 plus years. So I'm quite happy to be starting my journey with a new customer, taking this time to do a lot of like learning, exams, certification, stuff like that, in this transitional period. And yeah, but other than that, I've been good. I've been trying to avoid burnout, so I'm taking the next couple of weeks off in terms of like the social side of things, because I feel a crash coming soon and I need to avoid that.
No, because avoid it.
Avoid.
Because
Boy,
I
boy.
crashed, Sha, and we're just making it now. Avoid,
Crashes are not fun.
avoid.
And it's like, it's annoying because I'm at a stage now where when I went to Boiler Room, like Recess Boiler Room, I saw Jojo, who owns Recess, and he recognized me, and it was such like a nice feeling because he was like, "Hi, how are you?" And I was like, "Like me." And I gave him a hug, everything, and he was like, "Yeah, you good?" Obviously, we're in the middle of a party, so we're not having a proper conversation. He's like,
Yeah.
"You good?" Nice to see you. I was like, "Oh my god, like that is so nice." So it's a bit tough because it's like you were saying a few episodes ago. I don't want to miss out on being able to network and meet people. I have met so many cool people over the past few weeks that have literally asked me, "Let's collab. Come to this event for free. Give me your opinion. What do you think of this thing that I'm doing?" And it's like big events. Like, but this can go in the episode. It does feel very nice to be in a situation now where I'm meeting really cool people who are interested in me and just like what I'm doing. But I want to avoid being like, I just stop saying like, I want to avoid being unwilling to say no to things just because I don't want to lose out on the opportunity. Especially if you are being added to guest lists, because those are people that are probably in the space and in the industry too, and it's your only chance basically to rub shoulders with these people. But I'm just a girl, like I've got to start saying no to stuff. I'm so sorry. But yeah, hopefully in the new year I'll be at 100 again and I can go again, I can go harder. But for now, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Socially, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
But yeah. Jimmy, back to you.
I was looking at this girl's
I know, I
face.
suggested you. How have I been? I've been revising, preparing for my exam. Yeah, working. Yeah, okay.
Jamina, can you
There's
be for real?
nothing I have to say.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. What have I been doing?
Living life.
Yeah, I've literally just been revising.
So why were you
How
late
is
today?
I was late. Hello.
Should I explain or should you wanna?
I was late because
She's decided to.
She literally decided to. That's actually why it's funny. It's only said I decided to.
so it's not that I decided to. I wake up like 7 every day now because of work and stuff. But like when I wake up, I was like, let me just sleep again for like 30 minutes. But when I slept, I woke up and it was 10, and I was like, oh.
But that's still bear in mind.
But
That's
then I wanted to chill.
That's
a
what
little
I was
bit.
doing.
That's
I
when
wanted
the
to watch
issue
Revenge
starts.
a little bit. Like I had things I wanted to do before I got ready, so I had to do them. And yeah,
One of those things being watch TV is actually hilarious.
Literally.
I had to watch Revenge, guys.
But I hear you.
Go on. She called me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm even early," and she said, "Haha, so funny." I said, "What's the joke?" Anyway, she was still searching for her clothes. So Sha?
Yeah, I had because I'm also renovating my room, so like
Oh yes.
I don't know where my clothes are, by the way. So I had to literally I don't know where my clothes are, so I literally had to like
You and these microphones.
Sorry.
Yeah, on my
Sorry.
days, I was saying it when I
That's
was
my- what's the
editing.
word?
She does.
Touch
You
them
do
a
it to
lot.
like to
That's
feel
my- I just
comfortable.
say like I do it to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna cut that out, isn't it? I passed my driving test.
Yeah!
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh my god.
I was supposed to tell you guys when you came to my house, so I actually forgot. But
Wait,
yeah,
as in since
I actually passed like end of October.
Wow!
Wow.
Congratulations
Oh my
to
days.
But
you.
yeah, guys, shout out to that instructor. I forgot his name now, but shout out to you, man.
I might need him.
wow.
This is a shout out to you. Yeah, I'll tell the story off camera probably, but yeah, shout out to you.
Wow.
Shout out to
Julie, congratulations.
Thanks.
Congrats.
Now, this insurance, my God.
Because it's
My God. Because what is... Anyway,
Was
that's
that
what
with your? Did you add your mum or somebody else's secondary? as well?
I'm the
You're still
first driver
4,000?
in my family
Have you got anyone else you put a secondary on it?
that I trust. Oh, sorry.
Your auntie.
Because it's actually
What about
My
your auntie?
auntie, I haven't asked her, but she
Ask
doesn't live
her.
next to me.
That doesn't matter.
So I can put her as
You can put her
secondary.
as like a secondary driver, or even put her even if you put her as a primary and you put
But
yourself as a
the
secondary.
car has to be in her name, no?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Because I had to do that for my mum, so I
That's what I'm
was
saying. I don't want my car in her name.
secondary.
Yeah, that's.
So I might do secondary if she allows me.
Yeah,
But I
because
don't
they
know
can
how
bring it
much.
down by quite a bit.
I need
My dad's my secondary on mine, innit?
I need it down by like
Mm.
K's.
Because
I need the same thing that happened with the
the fake
provisional.
clashes.
Yeah, I need that to be brought down. But yeah, anyway, God will provide. Hopefully,
Amen.
Feb at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just keep watching.
Amen.
Period.
Yeah.
Now you can pick me up.
Period.
Wow.
I'm joking. I'll pick you up. I'll take you where you want to go. Don't worry. Anyway.
Period.
Amen.
That's
I'm
my
following my own
girl.
behind. But anyway, yeah.
Up there, how far?
What's the question again?
How's
Oh,
your
yeah,
week?
how's your week been?
Weeks, because it's
Yeah,
weekly,
because of
right?
this, yeah.
Life's been okay, I guess. That's all I have to say.
Are you sure?
What happened?
Yes.
Just give it. I guess it's like.
I guess it's very.
Yeah, very much. Let me stop.
I'm in a season of pruning, purging.
Okay.
Morning.
So I feel like that's the season I'm in right now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's
But
move
yeah.
You always
Do
say
you want to
season,
expand on
you
that?
know.
Or?
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
She does.
I don't want to expand.
No, that's okay. I just thought I'd give you the opportunity. if you wanted to.
No, maybe
Later
Which is
season.
out of the season.
when I'm out of the
Season
season.
2, maybe you'll
Yeah.
come and you have,
Yeah.
you will have a testimony just
Amen. 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 But yes.
Calm.
Yeah. Thanks you guys so much for your support. Like, we really appreciate it. Like, please keep sharing, keep liking, keep subscribe
because
subscribe.
Subscribe.
Keep supporting us.
Yes.
Look, we're just 5 girls trying to make it.
Because
Real.
we just start.
Just trying to make it.
Real.
But yeah, please support. And also, we're coming towards the end of season 1. Just like that.
Crazy.
That's
Crazy. After 2 years of not. It's so crazy to me because we wanted to do this for like before we even started. We wanted to do it for like 2 years.
When we were still in uni.
We were working on Google Docs. I
Yeah.
was in Burms meeting everybody.
No,
we
because
were
the show from
throwing around names and
No,
yeah,
because
yeah,
we're-
it's actually insane.
And to see like we're nearly at the end of season 1, so that's
Oh my gosh, that's making me feel emotional now.
She actually has tears now.
I see, I'm looking at her eyes are glassy. Like,
Wow, that's
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
No.
okay,
But
fine.
it's
Because if you cry, I have to laugh, and I don't.
It's okay.
I don't want to be a person.
But yeah, so we're gonna be recording our season finale soon, and we did want to say, please, we're opening the floor now to you guys. So if you had anything you want to hear from us or anything you wanted us to discuss, DM us, comments. I know you don't like commenting for whatever reason, but comment,
Please. Please.
And I think follow our social medias too, because we'll post.
Yeah.
I'm throwing this out there, letting everyone know right now. We'll post on our personal social medias like what you want to hear from us as well, because I think people
Okay.
engage with personals as
Yeah.
well.
So
So make sure you follow all of our personal social medias, and yeah, as well as obviously the pod socials. More importantly,
yeah.
because we're trying to, what do you guys want to hear from us? What do you want to
Yeah.
hear us talk about?
yeah.
Mini-sode episodes, challenges, everything. What do you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anything you
we
want.
can go all out for the last
What dare
one.
should
Yeah.
Oped
Well,
do?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All out.
Dares.
What dare should Oped do? All out. You heard her.
Why is it just up here? Also,
asking
Atalola.
Atalola.
She's not
I
here
think
right
for
now.
me, you should make my dare like, you should dare
She's gonna say
them
compliment someone or
To
something.
what?
to give me no.
£500 each.
I
Something.
dare me to receive £50.
Dare
Oh.
me. Dare me. No.
I think that would be a good dare.
Yeah,
How
really.
dare you? 'Cause-
But anyways,
Anyway, shout out to Shabo.
Basically keeping in the theme with the grey area. Today's grey area, I guess is around identity, cultural and otherwise. Basically, it was triggered by me seeing and also doing a lot more reading into Black British culture. Was a whole conversation that was happening.
Oh my gosh, that
But then
blew up.
that was crazy. And then aside from Black British culture, there were then sort of mini micro conversations coming from it. And one of those conversations, obviously as like Nigerian babes, the one I was most tapped into, was about how Black Brits sometimes forget that there is a separation or a difference between them, us, and Nigerians, like local Nigerians, people who are not a part of the diaspora, and how delusional some people can be about that. Like, oh, I'm as Nigerian as you are, basically, is the argument. Like, oh, but I'm as Nigerian as you are. Like, but anyway, we'll discuss it. And yeah, that just started a really great conversation about how do you identify and do you feel connected to back home, and like in what ways or in which ways. And I thought it'd be cool to discuss that with Dirty December coming up, rearing its amazing head. We're so excited. I will be there.
Not
Let's
this
give-
next
let's-
year. Next year.
I'm just kidding. I'm coming
next
for you.
year.
But yeah. So I guess like the grey area, like I said, identity. But how do you guys feel about the whole? I'm as Nigerian as people back home, and like, do you feel like you identify with Black British or Nigerian? Like, which if you have to put yourself in a
It's just,
basket, like.
it's so the way I see it, yeah, because I saw it on TikTok when it was blowing up, because it was all about this Gabriel Moses Sloan, like what's Clint,
Cortez,
whatever they
yeah.
were Cortez. They were talking about the whole Black British, Cortez, like
Sloan and them.
yes,
Oh,
Sloan
Oh,
and-
is he Nigerian?
Yes.
I thought it was
But Clint
Jamaican.
was,
That's
Shout out,
racist.
man.
Sorry.
no,
He was Jamaican.
I don't know why I thought it was Jamaican.
Clint 419.
yeah.
Oh,
That man is very Nigerian.
Yeah.
very good.
But there was a lot of discussion because they did a magazine, and then it raised a lot of discussion about Black Britishness and how you categorize yourself into which box. So then I was sitting there and I was thinking, and I was just like, I don't know if I fit into a box per se. I feel like when I think of my culture and who I am and all the boxes that I fit into, it feels like more of a tree. Like, it feels like I'm in the center.
I actually hear what you're saying. Like,
That's okay.
Nuance.
But
There's
no,
nuance.
because let me picture it.
They
It's like,
said tick A or B.
I'm gonna say my point. Land your street.
No, it's true. 'Cause I'm gonna be annoying as well. So go.
but it just feels more like everything is interconnected. Nothing, but it's not separate. If that makes sense. I can't be like, oh, I feel fully Black British, or oh, I feel fully Nigerian. I think when you grow up in a culture that's mixed with like different cultures, so my parents' culture from Nigeria being brought to England, and then me growing up in England with the Nigerian culture, I don't think it's possible to be like, I just fit into this box, because there's a merge of cultures within one, if that makes sense.
I think that's what the Black British culture is.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's when people are like, do I feel more Nigerian, or do I feel more Black British, or do I feel more Black or more British? It kind of just feels like, why are we separating out the culture?
I think the reason for the
experiences-
separation is because of that whole, but I'm as Nigerian as you are.
Which no,
That's
but
British.
but
I think that's
insane.
why it like
That's a
became a
very much
thing
of
of
a
like,
valid
okay,
statement,
hold on,
isn't it?
everyone needs to I guess fall in line, but like not fall in line. Everyone just needs to be a bit real. Because I agree with you. I think it's kind of, it's not insane, but it's like, it feels like like you're denouncing some part of you basically if you do put yourself in a box. But also, yeah, what you
I
said as
think-
well. Like, I don't know. I just feel like
Did you
being
get-
Black British is such a weird melting pot of kind of wherever your parents came from, but then also like if you went to school in certain parts of London, for example, like I went to school in London until I was 11.
Very,
My wife
very
has the most
good.
pounds each now.
Yeah.
Because
because I turned to
that's
the
what we're gonna start.
deadlist.
Season 2, that's what we're gonna start doing. We've been giving, I'm getting
It
free
says
money.
season 2. It says season 2.
I'm getting free money.
Mind you, my friends never on Ring, so that's actually bad. Anyway. But what was I saying? Yes, I went to school in London until I was 12, and then I feel like my more formative years I was in Kent, so I was not growing up around. In fact, everyone basically was Nigerian, so we all were Nigerian together, but we also grappling with the fact that we live in Kent now. Like Kent is very different to maybe where I was growing up in London, and I would have met a lot more like Caribbean people and also people from like other European countries, because we didn't really have that in Kent. Like everybody's just white British, so my identity was very much or more heavily influenced by the fact that my parents are Nigerians. That's where most of our culture came from, or like anything that wasn't Kent-based came from, basically. Whereas I feel like, the Black British identity, like you said, is an interesting melting pot. Like, people talk about, Nike Tech and Wings and Chips and whatever, but, like, no, there's also the fact that you can go to a shop and you can get jollof and you can get jerk and you can get curry goat and you can probably get, like, mac and cheese. And like, it's very weird, but it's like an interesting melting pot, do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's quite hard to put yourself in a box because it's so dependent on so many factors that I feel like it'd be weird to be like, oh no, I'm not Black British, but it would be weird for me, it would be weird to be like, oh yeah, well, I'm Nigerian, like, period, like, that's
I don't know, I feel like what the problem is that people don't want to be because I feel like if it was labelled as, okay, I'm Nigerian, people wouldn't have a problem with that, but I feel like once you say, oh no, you're Black British, that's what people just don't want to be called that. People want to hold on to Nigeria or wherever you're from, Congo, Ivory Coast, all this, like, people want to hold on to that. But like the thing about like the Black British like culture, that's literally is a melting pot. It's literally heavy Caribbean and African like lingo in there. That's what it is. It's not about being white British, it's about being Black British. Just going home to eat jollof rice after eating fish and chips at school. Like, there's different things involved. So I feel like that's what Black British culture is. And therefore, I have to say, I don't even like this identify business, honestly. Because, sorry, I don't like it.
I think sometimes... sorry to interrupt. It's like trying to oversimplify something that's not that...
But I think it's simple, I can't lie.
in the sense of, like, you're trying to create, like,
a problem.
A problem or description or a label or something for something that it can't be boxed like that, if that makes sense. Or you're trying to box it in a way that it can't.
I agree.
I think it's the other way
However,
around.
I don't know if I say it's the other way around, but I feel like when we do comparisons, we always compare ourselves to America, right? Americans have African Americans and they have Black Americans, and it's a very clear distinction. They made that distinction themselves. African Americans are a lot more connected to home or interested in the home and culture. Typically, like first, second gen immigrants, like they're still very tied to whatever happens back in their home country or their parents' home country. And then you have Black Americans who have made their own kind of
they're from slavery
culture, formed from slavery, and who are less aware of maybe where they come from, and so they've created this culture and identity, which is also very fair and valid. And I was reading a paper the other day about how like with the Black British identity, we're just too young. Like as a country, as a people, we are just too young. Like in the comparison. If we compare ourselves to American history and like where they've been, like we're just too like the Black British identity is still forming, which I find it so fascinating, and why I find it really like a little bit odd that people are very quick to like renounce it.
That's what I'm saying.
But also I understand it because it's young. It's a bit of like a, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I see both. I do see both sides 100%. Like I really do. I get it.
I feel like it just wants to be different. I just feel like everybody wants to be so different. At the end of the day, Black British is a melting pot, so you're Black British then. Yeah. Okay. That's I just feel like people try to stretch it like, no, like, oh, there's nuance. But literally, okay, like at the end of the day, if they drop you right in the middle of Nigeria by yourself, what would you do?
Because what would you do?
But if they drop you in the middle of London by yourself, you would know what to do. So can we just, common sense is not coming. Sorry.
Okay. I feel like I have a different view from everyone. So when I first thought what was Black British, I just naturally assumed that it was like a lot of people that immigrated from like the Windrush era. Like that's why I assumed like Black British people were like the people that came in like the 60s, 70s, excuse me, and they've made like an identity because like they're not first generation, second generation. So I would have said like, I'm not Black British, I'm Nigerian British, if that makes sense. Okay. Because I assume that the Black British culture is those people that have come from that time. But do I identify as Nigerian only? No, because if I was to go to Nigeria, I would be in soup. But I don't think I wouldn't say that I identify as Black British either, because when I'm put in a Black British space, it's obvious that I don't sink in, because people always tell me, oh, like, it's obvious you weren't born here, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I went to... do you know what I'm saying? Like...
No. I'm not laughing just at the same like, period. It's okay. It's just like when people say that, it's like, are you calling a fob?
Yeah, people say that to me all the time. Like, it's... I went to school in Nigeria. I wasn't, like, I went to school in Nigeria, lived there for a couple of years, I wasn't born here, so like I feel like it's a little bit different. Like do you know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like, I know for a fact I'm not Black British, and I know for a fact I'm not like Nigerian. So it's just like I'm somewhere in the middle.
I think
You are all of them, though.
Yeah.
You are a Black British Nigerian.
Yeah.
Even when we
Okay.
described even when we were doing the bio for the pod, we said 5 British Nigerian girls in the grey area. And I feel like it was interesting that we put British. I think we had a conversation about this. Like,
Yeah, because
Nigerian,
I was
British,
like,
British,
I
Nigerian.
think you wanted to put like Nigerian, and I was just like, nah, like, well, to me, anyways, I don't identify as fully Nigerian. Like, I wouldn't put Nigerian born, like, that's not who I am. Like, that British part is so important to my identity of who I am. So I think when we're like formalizing it, it was like Nigerian, British, like
British Nigerian made
British
more sense,
Nigerian
basically.
made more sense
Yeah.
for all of us as a group, I think.
We were talking about what it means to have an identity and how far did your identity
Sorry.
come from being
I
within
just
you and outside
remind
of
me I
you?
have a pin on identity, but
Oh, go
just
ahead.
remind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like how much of your identity is down to how you feel you identify, and how much of it is down to how others identify you. Which I feel like that's actually very fair, because when I go to Nigeria, you think they're gonna look at me and be like, "That's the Lagos babe." No, well, sometimes not. Most of the time they're gonna look at me and they're gonna be like, "You're from London. You're a British babe." Even before I've said
left
anything.
that, as soon as you step off the plane, yeah, because I just went. It's like there's a cloud
Because
that
there
just
is.
says London.
It's very
When we
obvious.
went, me and Oppa, when we went last year,
Muslim
we went
Muhammad.
out. It was like people just grab it. Like people just know. There's
Do you get what
an
I'm saying?
aura. You
But-
just give. You're not from here.
Because would you not say that your parents are Nigerians who live in England, or would you say your parents are Black British? Just a random, just.
I would say my mom was an African.
London, yes.
I would say that. Like,
Yeah,
she's.
I get exactly what you're saying, because I was saying my parents are Nigerians who just live in England. They don't.
But
Home Office,
she's
please.
so
They love this
disconnected.
country. They
I
love
don't
this
think she
country.
is,
Please
man.
don't deport them. They love this
But-
country. In fact, you can't. They have
No.
citizenship, but they love
Yeah.
this country. Please don't get it twisted.
But
Exactly.
I think like the thing about parents is that you would identify
Slowly,
them as the African
yeah.
in London, but they're not the same
As when they used
As
to
when
be.
they
It's-
left,
it's
there's a
almost-
So
yes.
that's where I guess them lot have
Yeah.
nuance.
yes.
It's
But-
almost like another category. I think where we sit, if you're second generation or you were born here, it's kind of like, yeah, you're just Black British.
It's not
You're
first
born
generation,
here.
not first generation.
You're
Well, first generation.
You're first, but I would be like.
No, I just wanted to know what they.
Yeah.
so I just wanted to
No,
calculate.
no, it's fine. But I guess like even first or second that I've lived here, basically majority of their formative years, that Black British identity makes sense, and I feel like it's a lot simpler than parents that moved from Nigeria to then live in London, who have now been here, because I was talking to my dad about it. He's lived here longer than he lived back in Nigeria. So that identity, it's
Because
like
exactly.
there's a not a but a disconnect and a shift now, because it's like
That's the criteria.
they're probably thinking, what do I identify as? Because I probably
They
don't
don't
think
give a
about it
heck.
like-
That's
don't
what I'm
think about it
saying.
like that.
People just talk about. Oh, actually, I'm talking about it too. Sorry. Well, I forgot where I am.
But there has to be, maybe I'll speak to my dad about this, but there has to be some form of disconnect when he goes back. Sometimes when we go back, it's like, oh, this is my home and stuff like that. But there must be some form of separation. Like,
There
But that
is.
home isn't what they left though.
It's not what they left. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in a sense, it's like that's not their home anymore. Like what
Yeah.
they're attached to is more feelings of, oh, this is what this is where, like nostalgia. This
Yeah.
is where I used to do this. This is where I used to do that.
Yeah.
That's
But it's
interesting
not-
enough. That's what it is for my mum, maybe, but not for my dad. My dad is so connected to home; it's insane. They own the same land. They've lived in the same. My grandma lives in the same apartment. Same. Even my nana, who's my mum's mum, like she still has her home. Her home is untouched. Like people still maintain it. Whatever. When she goes back, that's her home. And like I think that there's something to be said about a lot of our parents still somewhat feeling like visitors, even though they've been here for a really long time. Like my dad would never claim that this is his home. Like yes, I have my house, which is my home because of my family, but this is not his home. He doesn't feel at home here, and that's why he goes back so often. And he speaks to his family daily. Like he has so many siblings, he speaks to almost every single one of them daily. Like he's always on the phone to them because that's where his heart is, kind of. Do you know what I mean, in a sense?
Yeah.
So I think that's also why I'm having a conversation with someone yesterday about this. Like all of our parents are now talking about, in 5 years I'm going back.
Yeah.
In 5 years I'm packing up, I'm going back home. Like I'm making arrangements. I'm thinking about what I can do to be back where my heart is. Like when he goes, he still goes to the same restaurants. He still speaks to his childhood friends. Like even though a lot of, I don't know if you're saying for your parents, but like even though a lot of their friends also kind of made the move here, it's like but we're going back. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, we're still gonna live near our compound, or even if we all move to like Ikoyi, we're still, bro. We're still going back. Like, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So, but also I do feel like, yeah, like you said, that there are parts of him that will not be the same because he's
because when you move like. I feel like experience. Actually, I was speaking to my cousin about this because she's from Canada. Well, she's from Nigeria, but she moved to Canada when she was younger. But then she's lived in Paris. Like, she's traveled around a lot. And she was talking to me about dating and like what type of guys she like to date and stuff like that. And she was like, for her, she likes to date people that have lived in multiple places, like different countries. Because she was like, the type of person you become when you've experienced multiple different cultures, she prefers to someone that's just.
I don't know. It's reminding me of like an Italian, like, sorry.
Oh, it's like Ghanaian or Italian Nigerian.
I know you're going with this. I know you're going with this.
Sorry.
No, and it was just.
Shout out to you guys.
She went apparently the vests are Ghanaian Italians or whatever.
Who the hell was that?
You not seen that, guys, on TikTok?
Oh, what the best now?
She with the best now.
I know we were talking about.
Somebody said they give Ghanaian Italian.
Yes.
I started crying.
Lo and behold,
I started crying.
They are.
Sorry, yes. Shout out to your cousin.
Yeah, so she shut up. But yeah, so she was saying she likes to date guys that experience multiple different cultures, and I guess she was saying it's because the way you are and like how you approach life and how you view life is different because you have experience from different places. I'm kind of forgetting where I was going to go with this, but in the sense of when I was thinking about my dad and like him living in 2 different places, hasn't lived in that many, but 2 different places, his outlook on like culture and identity and who he is different from ours. I had a momentum of where I was going. Where I was gonna go. I don't know what identity.
Back to your pin of
I was gonna go somewhere, but it's okay.
I know.
There's a juicy point I have, but I don't know what to say to him.
Okay, and then hopefully you took a shade.
Okay,
yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like the reason why it's such a big topic is like, no, don't identify me as someone that's Black British, is because I still want to hold on to. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a panic. That's why you see now there's a lot of like, I need to learn how to speak my language. I need to get in.
I need to like
exactly because I feel like a lot of the time it's like when we were younger, we didn't take the opportunity to really saturate ourselves into that, or like.
And that's because it wasn't cool, by the way.
Anyway,
back in the day.
No. So I feel like that is the reason, because there's no reason for this to be a whole
topic of debate.
I'm saying there's no need for that to be.
I feel like there is a reason. I just feel like there should not be such a visceral reaction.
Yes, it shouldn't be such.
People telling you like you can't lie. You might not identify with this as much as you think you do. Like
exactly.
And I think that's what a person is just so real. Like people are reacting so badly to people telling them that you sit here and you're talking about, oh, I'm as Nigerian as you are, but you celebrate Independence Day and we were on the streets. That's the process.
This is where I'm going.
And dealing with people like, do you know how crazy it is that some politicians, they live in houses, don't come for me.
Because don't come for me.
Some politicians' homes have drives that are miles long, and at the end of the drive is people sleeping rough on the streets, or they're gangs who have done stuff to like locals. Do you know what I'm saying? And you want to sit here and just talk about how but day December for Lagos though. Like I said, like banter, like I'm going, but also but also the reason why I'm going. So I wasn't allowed to go to Lagos for years. Like I just wasn't allowed to go because when my dad was working in government, or like as an advisor in government, essentially a guy tried to kidnap us. Okay, that's just what happened, and my dad was just like, you guys cannot go back for some years. Like he left, he packed it up, he was like, I don't know what operation you lot are running, but I'm not ramping with it. Haven't been back since, and it took a lot of it's taken years of convincing for my dad to feel comfortable letting us go back. And a huge part of why I wanted to go back is because I have not seen my grandmother in years, almost a decade. I haven't seen her. We speak to her on the phone, we can FaceTime, whatever. Haven't seen her in 10 years. Like my Yoruba is decent, as in I've always been receptively bilingual, but also being able to learn it, I want to learn it so I can speak to my grandma, because I do feel a very big urge to do so, but I don't feel panic in the sense of like, it's because if I don't do it now, like people are going to be calling me Black British, and then that's it, bro. Like, what do you mind that Black British? Like, but I think that some people had a really bad reaction to that, and are also unwilling to accept the fact that you are ignorant to what goes on back home. Like, a lot of people are talking about some like, oh, you're going back, no shade, but you're going back to go and party and stuff. You have no interest in really learning the culture. You have no interest. In fact, if I start saying that the mentality that some of you do have is somewhat that of a colonizer, then people are gonna start flogging me. But when you go home, you go home with the intention of taking from people as opposed to going home with the intention to learn and to help. And I find that very sad, and that's why
I don't want to say this conversation, but I don't know who started it. So yeah, shout out to you though. I just feel like it kind of reeks of privilege. I just feel like I don't feel like this is
I know
what
that
you believe.
Yeah, I believe this. It's just very much giving. At the end of the day, your people's parents chose to come here. This is the whole thing about this. Am I Nigerian? Am I Black British? Your parents once upon a time, somebody in your lineage chose to leave Nigeria or wherever, wherever you're from, to say, oh, I want to go here because I know that it will provide me better opportunities.
Yeah.
For not only me, for my children. So now you bring those children there, you try your best to and you do give them better opportunities within reason, because obviously not every. But let's say for every one opportunity in Nigeria, there's like maybe 5 in the UK. So you've done what you wanted to do, and then your child is now battling with someone on Twitter. Oh, I'm Black. I'm actually Nigerian though. I'm Black.
It's
British,
giving
though.
someone dropping pictures of their grandparents to prove they can say that word. That's actually what it's giving. That's actually what it's giving.
I just feel like at the end of the day, somebody chose to come here for you, and like you're trying to fight for them, like to claim you're so scared of that because you're so scared of oh, I'm not Nigerian. Someone shout, maybe you're not. Okay, are you gonna die? Like, do you even have a passport? Are you using visa to go to Nigeria? Okay, so
do you have a passport to go back home?
So then, like, it just doesn't make. I forgot what I was actually gonna say, but it doesn't make sense to me. And even the people people in Nigeria, they're also looking for a way to like, they're looking for ways to leave, and I just feel like it just reeks of privilege because it's because you have. You know that when you go to, because you can change £100 to like what, I don't know, 200,000 naira.
200,000 UA.
Do you get it? I don't know. So now in Nigeria, and you'll be able to do small things and that like a
big boy. You
think that okay, I can say in Nigeria I'm a big boy, so I'm a Nigerian. In the UK I'm a Black.
And that's where the ignorance
comes in. That's what I'm saying. It's just ignorance.
And
sorry, let me try
finish
to finish before I forget. It's just like. I just feel like people are trying to. It goes back to what you were saying about the Independence Day as well. Like the people that were not in the country were the people that were saying Independence Day. What are you afraid of? Like, I don't understand it. Like, at the end of the day, like, are you gonna die if you claim back British? No. Like, is it the people that are in Nigeria? Like, I just feel like it just puts like it's so rude to the people that chose to leave Nigeria, because you're basically saying that. If it was you, okay, maybe I wouldn't leave. Like, I don't know how to explain it. But
and you're saying that from the same privilege.
It's discrediting what they chose to do to give you.
And mind you, the people that they'll be looking towards are people that are very, very well off in Nigeria, which is why the standard of life. You're thinking, oh, every day you're going to go to the lounge, you're going to be partying on the island. I'm going to go to Yalashe. I'm going to go and just go to concerts. I'm going to be happy. Because you think, or in fact, you're very aware of the fact that if you go over there, your standard of living will be better. But you don't consider the average Nigerian. You don't consider. In fact. Forget Nigeria for 1 second. You probably haven't considered what is happening on the streets in so many countries in Africa right now. In same places in the world. But you're so, like you said, you're so
right.
Not even in
the
world.
I'm not saying
because
even right here. But Ope, go first.
I was reading this book and it was talking about it's basically about, actually no, that's not important. But it's talking about social capital and stuff like that, and I do understand what you guys are saying, and I'm realizing more that your identity as a collective is very important. So the reason why a lot of different like minority groups are able to progress in life is because of your social capital. So because your social capital is what leads to human capital, which leads to financial capital, which leads to other forms of like for you to progress in life. But for your social capital to be effective, is you need to have a shared perspective of your identity and what you believe. Like, if we all believe that we're powerful, then we're gonna go and do it to the fullest capacity. But if we all have different thingy, then we're not able to progress, and that's why the Black community in the UK is not
the Black
British community,
like,
because we all have
community
exactly
it's a Black British community,
but
and then the identity bit is where everyone
so then because like the people that your parents have their identity is African, wherever they're from, so then you try to link to that because that's what you've been taught, but like your experience is different from that, if that makes sense. So you're linking to their identity, but your experience is not the same as theirs. So then this then causes an effect. The disconnect is happening, and then you're not able to have that impact that you're meant to have, if that makes sense.
Compatibility is easier to kind of determine or find when you know what your identity is, because it's easier for you to say like, okay, who am I? Okay, so what kind of person does the person that I am need to be with or surround myself with and stuff? And like, where are there those little bits of privilege or ignorance? Because even this whole like the big one for me is weddings, like traditional weddings. You want to have a traditional wedding, what work have you done to learn more about some of the things that we do at traditional weddings? When it comes to like, you know, when the bride picks from one of the gifts, some people say you should go with your heart, some people say that you should go and pick the Bible. Do what have you. But obviously like each of those gifts has a meaning, and I was recently reading about it and like learning why you might pick the honey and why you might pick the Bible. And I was like, this is so interesting. Like, I have no business having a traditional wedding, and I don't know what these things are about and what they represent, and do you know what I mean, all these sort of things. And I do think that we will talk about like, oh, am I gonna have a child, am I gonna have a white wedding?
I think she also explained that a little bit.
Which bit?
About like traditional wedding.
Oh,
because
so
I don't know what you guys talk about. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Sorry,
Yoruba.
Jireen is not Yoruba. Jireen is Yoruba. Maybe you can actually. I don't have your traditions. Oh.
Everyone knows that, Taya. I'll do my own stuff.
So, to clarify a little bit as much as I can, because I'm still learning, but Yoruba weddings, there are a series and like kind of, what's it called? There are procedures and things that you must do in order for this wedding to be classed as a good traditional wedding. You know, your introductions. In fact, this thing is even longer than, even from engagement, there are things.
It's so long.
It's long. Oh my God. You have the begging of the bride's hand. You have the what's it called? The actual formal instructions. But what I'm learning and what I'm reading about is some traditional weddings are a bit more spiritual. Some people take the spiritual route. Some people take the more like I say spiritual. I should say Nigerian spiritual, like ancestral route. And some people take the more Christian traditional route.
That would be a fire.
That would be a good guys. When you're ready, I'm ready. When you're ready,
I love
that would be
reading into that when
guys,
I was home the first time.
as somebody who was like a Greek, Roman gods, mythological freak, guys. The Africans, you've got our own going on, guys. Read about it. Read about it. Nigerian history is so lit. Mythology is so lit.
Yeah.
Like, because I know there's a lot of like argument with like Christianity and spiritualism. So I think that would be.
I think it'd be a great topic.
Okay.
Another day.
I was gonna also say quickly that I feel like tradition is important and we should hold on to this as well. But I feel like as we are evolving as people, there are certain traditions that are not beneficial.
Agreed.
That are not so beneficial to the community. Because I even see it as with my parents as well. Like how they used to be and how she's like, you know, when we were in Nigeria, we were so like ignorant and we'll believe anything that anyone said and but now we're living here, we're more, it makes you like, we're now more critical thinkers in the way that we don't just, if someone says that something happened, you won't just be like, yes, it's true, and then believe it, but like you critically think and is this true? Is this true? What's the point? What's it?
Point
evidence. Yes, exactly. So I feel like and seeing how that evolves, how they've evolved, has made me realize, like, you know what? There are, and it's the same thing as well with the Black British people. I feel like sometimes we think that our way is. No, because we've studied and we've had education. This is the way. But No,
There's
there's
You
so
have
much
the pride
more
of a
out there.
colonizer
Yeah.
mixed with the
Pride of a
black
black man.
Yeah, it's just
It's
pride.
disgusting.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So you think that because I've been to school, I've learned.
Because
Just
it's not
saying,
even just that you've been to school. I went to school in a country like England.
yeah.
Oh
And
no! I
no.
went to a school with what's that stupid? I went to a Russell Group
I was
University.
Oh yeah.
So
Can't
you,
find out
you
educated.
exactly you
Was
think
it-
your
went
way is
on shout out to
better.
our episode.
Oh yeah, it's
yeah.
true.
Yeah, watch that. It was
But so I feel like it's finding that balance. Like, okay, I'm gonna pick some positives about this community. I'm also gonna pick some positive about this community, and we
That
all
is
use it to
combination.
How-
grow.
How do you define what's positive?
The Bible. Sorry, that was. What is
That's your truth.
Stand on it.
Stand. Okay, yeah, I would
That's what
say.
you use, that's
Yeah,
what-
that's what I would use as what is positive for me
What do you think people
personally.
use?
Feelings, emotions, what relates to them.
Self-interest.
Morals,
So
like,
yeah,
whatever aligns
yeah,
to them.
to them. So,
Sorry.
but yeah, I think that's what people think is positive. But I feel like we should just try and have an identity together, because I'm realizing now, if we want to grow as a people and progress, because we can grow and progress for trivial things in the black space. Do you know what I'm saying? If we want to come together for
What's
something
trivial?
that is not so like, do you know what I'm saying? It's not nonsense, but like trivial
Not
things.
as serious
Not
as
as serious. We can do it. But when it comes to this cuckoo of the matter,
It's like
where is the same energy? So I feel like if we want to grow as a people, especially we are a young, what did you say? We're a young, like we just arrived. We just arrived. If we want to actually make an impact, then we're gonna have to.
Do you think that maybe it's just not our time yet? Like,
but then
do
when
you think
will it
that
ever?
like, because in the sense that maybe we're not the ones that are going to see that. It's
But
like
something has to
Something has to start, yeah.
Yeah, something has to. Of course, something.
Oh,
has to
okay, I
start,
get what you mean, but like,
yeah.
I get what you mean.
No,
and
I
I
agree with that. I'm
it
okay
might
with that.
not be us per se, but if we don't start something, then is it the next one that's going to start it?
Start
Or
it.
who's
Everyone-
gonna
everyone just keep
start
passing
it
the buck.
so that it can begin and hopefully.
I'm still a little bit lost. I can't lie. In the sense of like, what is the aim of this everyone like being kumbaya?
I feel like it's a
What do you mean, Kumbaya?
Like,
no, like what's it?
I've-
Joint mindset. Or
joint mindset. I feel like
identity mindset, that kind
I
of.
think it's so that we can get the best of being here, progression, you know, have an actual community, do the things that are beneficial to people, you know, good mental health, good physical health. Do you know what I'm saying? All these things.
I agree.
I think
that-
can be individualistic, but also there can be a community.
Yeah.
mindset. Like we are all individuals that create a community, but it seems as if we don't want to actually create
that community.
Yeah.
for real,
We're so
exactly.
focused on ourselves, and we did talk about this on another podcast episode.
Okay.
That like everyone always says like our generation or our people, but there seems to be such a self-focused mindset. Like everything is
Yes.
about me. I have to do this for myself. I have to win.
So-
Do you think that that's because we're no longer? I don't want to say we're no longer in like we're in the Western world now.
Yes,
I
was-
agree. I think the Western world is a very me.
Isolated,
It's all about
yeah.
me, and especially where we are in the UK, I think it's a very me mindset. Even when you think about school, getting a job, like I'm beating out everyone, so I can do this, and I can
Yeah.
be the best. I need to beat my colleagues, so I can do this. And I think it goes back to Ope's point of taking positives and negatives from different cultures. We don't have to. I mean, we feel like we have to subscribe because we're here and it's what we're raised in, but you can shift that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like we have our, because I think talking about our podcast episode, like within Nigeria, let's just say community is so prevalent and caring for other people and doing things for other people, going out of your way to make sure that everyone
Is it
is.
though?
I would say it
For
is.
some
I
people
think
it
it
is,
is. I think
but
it is.
for some
I don't
I've
think it is.
well,
I mean,
I'm speaking
yeah, I understand from your
like
from your
for my
own
experience,
experience.
your identity.
what for my own identity,
Understand.
it's very. But my family and parents and stuff is very like community, like we help each other, we do this for each other and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and that is
Sorry,
a mindset.
I just
that,
have a
sorry.
pin. No, I have a
Oh,
pin.
oh.
I'm just saying that reminds me. Yeah.
But I think there's positives of that we can bring into our current community and culture, but I don't think we are. I think the way we've been raised, the way we're acting now is like it's all me. It's about myself. It's about I have to be the best. I have to do this, but it's life is bigger than you. I think the
Period.
simpler.
I was going to
fact of
say
it,
that.
it's just like life and this world and whatever it is like it's bigger than just you as a person. Where what's it, cogs in a machine? Like we all kind of like
No, because I think about Kamala Harris and how she said that you think that you fell off a coconut tree, like you exist in the context of all that came before you, and I think about that all the time. Sorry, up here, like I know.
No, it's okay.
But the reason why, because what Shay was saying was just so like it literally just like scratching my brain here, because I think that to basically answer your question, Jameen, there's what's it? One Day Called song Amarawa. Basically, the translation of Amarawa, Amarawa Tabariawa means like we know each other when we see each other, and I think that is why conversations about Black British identity are helpful to have. I don't think that everything about identity has to be rooted in positivity, because I think a lot of the Black British experience growing up and also I think the Black British experience is quite rooted in London, so I'm going to keep it in terms of London, but it was seeing tragedies, but also, and like banding together when those things happen. And it's also stupid stuff like when you were in school, you couldn't walk around as a group of Black girls. That's something that Black British girls, like most people just kind of understood. Because suddenly you're a gang.
Lennon.
Like,
Remember that?
No, because Mr. What's that guy's name? Anyway, you know who you are. Short man, RGS, SLT. Your time's coming. But like we all have these little things that we relate to about each other, but it's also like running up to the chicken and chip shop. It's also understanding that, guys, inflation is crazy, by the way. Like I don't even know why free wings and chips cost like £4 now.
Guys, 2 wings and chips used to cost £1.
Pound.
Do you guys?
But do you see that these are
Because
little
you just give your £1 that you found that day and just have a nice meal.
and you live it up. So it's little things like that. It's being on the bus and hearing music on the back of the bus, and it's people making jokes about youngers getting their phones taken. Like there are
was it Scrabble?
and there are negatives. Scrabble. There's Scrabble.
So
There are things that make the Black British identity that are good and bad, but at the end of the day, it's still evolving. So I think it is young, but it's nice to know that when we see each other, we recognize each other. It's something a bit odd about when you talk about Black UK guy fake and whatever, but it's fun to see a babe in a bus down and see her with a little fairy boots and just be like, period, like, do you know what I mean? Like that's so Black British of you. Like, and yes, it can be reminiscent of whatever's happening in other countries, whatever. But that's I think what makes it good and why it's still evolving. And like while it's still young, it's still like we all know night text. Yeah, you lot got that thing on lock. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you see each other, you know each other like vibes. So I do think there's a beauty in that. And the reason why I used obviously the Yoruba version is because it's similar. Like when we talk about back home and the identity, we know each other when you see each other. It's not just about having necessarily grown up there and had all the hardships, but it's recognizing within each other what it is that makes you guys similar and like what the community aspect is and why it is good to have some sort of common goal to progress identity, because it's so that when you see each other, you know each other and you know that this is the common goal that you lot are moving towards or whatever. Outside of your individual differences, this is what brings us together. This is why we know each other. Do you get it?
Exactly that.
You were going to make a point.
Good luck to you.
I was going to say that in regards to what you were saying earlier
about that as well.
Because I was saying that I think it's true, because I will speak for myself in it. Like when we first came here, a lot of the Nigerian people would help each other out because like we're all struggling together. So like you meet someone at work, it's like, you're from Nigeria. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from the state. Yeah. Oh, let me help you. Oh, you don't have somewhere to stay. Come and stay in my house.
Yeah.
But then I see like as everyone was like now moving along and like making like you're not struggling as much as you used to. We don't have that same community anymore. And I think if we did, how much more easier or like how much further would we be? Do you know what I'm saying? But because like in the system in like the UK is very much like you live to work in it. So like you end up just being focus on you and your goal, like my family and and then I feel like it's just a disservice to every like.
I agree, because you hear people talk about my cousins back home. Listen, I know there are sides to this conversation, but my cousins back home always ask me for stuff, always wanted to talk to me, always wanted to they just want to learn, they just want to connect, they just want to see if there's anything that they can potentially gain from you having had the opportunity to escape the environment that they are currently in. And it's not necessarily that the environment that they're in is completely unbearable, but we can appreciate that we are currently in bad circumstances, but you're here kissing your teeth and getting mad because your younger cousin is saying, hello, if there's any opportunity, if you know anybody who's teaching this, if you're able to send me some money to, you're frowning. Why?
Yeah. And obviously some of them take the piss, so I can't lie. So, some of them take the absolute
because sometimes it's like, and then sometimes just like, come on, man.
Yeah. But
and also
I have seen like the community aspect and all this stuff, but I don't want to. I don't know. I
We're
don't want to
dreaming
say
of
it's
something
like.
that maybe.
Yeah,
I
I
get what I'm saying.
But
I
agree
like,
though,
we're
I
holding
I
on to
agree,
something.
I
Do you know what I'm
agree.
saying? Because like the first thing I said, like when I went back to Nigeria, I think it was last year for my grandma's funeral. When we arrived in Lagos and we're trying to like arrange how we're gonna get to Warri, one of my mum's secondary, well not was it nursing school friends called her, and they were like, okay, like what's your plans? And obviously we plan to go by road, so we wanted to make like a whole like what's it called
Road trip.
Obviously, because my cousin and her husband was coming, so we were all supposed to like go together. And what my auntie told my mum was like, this place is not the same place you left it. Like, kidnapping has gone up for a reason. All these stuff have gone up crime has gone up for a reason, because people are looking out to be more individual. Let me not butcher the English, but people are looking to look out for themselves.
They're doing whatever they
and
can
that's
to
just,
do it
do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're doing what they can to survive, because that's what they need to survive.
I get what you're saying, but I wanted to add to something that you're talking about the community, and we look back in fondness and stuff like that. Like, things have obviously changed. I think as a society entirely, not just I guess Western,
that's
and
something
like
everything
in
has
society, everything has kind of
individualistic now.
shifted and become more
And
individualistic.
I blame capitalism.
So yes, and when we look
No,
at no,
that's not.
there's
That's.
a
I'm gonna be HRM. We're not doing that. We're not doing no Cuban Missile Crisis. That.
We can talk about
No.
another time.
a lot.
Follow my
No.
Instagram. We'll talk about it another time.
I can't go in depth about it, but a lot of it is economical, because when things become harder, when financially things become more expensive,
Of
when
course, yes.
so socially things become harder for people, that impacts
You have
community.
to fight.
It
What's the
impacts
English?
this. Oh, I'm gonna do this for you. For example, when people are coming over, when they were coming over before, it was a lot easier to come over to the UK at the time.
Yo.
It
And then-
wasn't.
Oh, sorry.
sorry.
I was gonna say. But then again, then you now say the people that came over at that time, they're the ones that ruined. Like my mom often says this. The people that came over, she says that they also haven't they also kind of ruined it for the people that are trying to come over now. So then, would you say those people have community in them? Because
I
do you
get
get
what
what
you mean,
I'm-
because
like-
you didn't think of those.
You
who
didn't
are
think
gonna
about the people that are gonna come after you,
You only
but-
thought now.
No,
that
but
I've
I'm
made it
gonna. I
and
would say that is my point. My point is that once you arrived and start to get
You get
comfortable,
caught into
you
the
then
system, you
you do
forget
that.
your
Do you know
own.
what I'm saying? When, like, how do I explain it? When we first arrived and the people that we were together with, as in. Do you know what I'm saying? There was okay, you know this, let me do. Like, we were all like that. But then as we continued, as the years went on, you became more selfish and then ruined it for the people.
I just don't think
behind.
that is attributed to like the culture. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just feel like even if it's the same, why the politicians they're living la vida loca, it's because it doesn't matter where you are. Like, once you start stepping up and like look at that behind me, crazy, you're gonna start thinking, okay, I'm better, I'm a little bit bigger. That's just in my opinion, that's just how human nature works.
It's
So
true.
good people, there's good people, there are good people, there are bad people, there are bad people.
I don't think anyone's good,
Whatever. But what's the word? Like, doesn't matter where you are. I just feel like it's like snakes and ladders. When you come here, you just automatically there's a ladder that you just go up, and then you're at that place where I don't think we're like this, by the way, but people tend to go to the place of, okay, I'm better than you. Like, if someone's calling for like 20,000 naira, you'd be like, get away.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if it doesn't matter where you were, or where, like, even if you were in that Nigeria that everyone says is a lot of the community are so homely, like, if you were there and you had shut up as well to, like, you were doing well financially, like, really, really, well, I feel like there would be a point where the selfishness that you see here that has happened now would kick in.
Yeah, but I'm saying that we should make a conscious effort to not be like that.
I understand that.
Do you know what I'm saying? I feel
don't
like
think it's possible.
I
feel like
I
it
agree
is.
with what you're like. I understand what you're saying. I'm saying that there's the point that I was explained before is that there's multiple factors that impact that. Like, that idea of being selfless, I can do this. At the end of the day, people don't have money to give like that right now. So that level of selfless that I don't want to say we used to have, because I know you're talking about the whole in Nigeria,
more able to
but
exercise,
there's less of that, because at the end of the day, when we're talking about your cousins or people from back home are calling you saying, oh, can you provide this and stuff like that. Me too.
It's not my cousin, though.
Not my cousin. I'm not talking about my cousin
It's not my
specifically.
cousin.
I was saying the example that was given.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, for us here, it's also hard. Obviously, there's like levels, and it might be harder for them than it is for us. But if we were to isolate the two incidents, someone like living in poverty in the UK, someone living in poverty in Nigeria, it's still hard for that person living in poverty to be able to help them and give them money in Nigeria. But when you're looking at it from a certain country, when you're looking at
basically, so like
Western
relative
world,
poverty versus absolute poverty,
it's like when you're looking at it from different perspectives, they're seeing us, we're living in a like better society, like we have more and all that kind of stuff. But when we're in our society, we're thinking, boy, we're struggling out here. And that's what I was saying, going back to the economic and stuff, the economy and things like that really impact that level of community. Same way when the Conservatives came in and started shutting down what's it called, like I want to call it a creche, but you know, like where people go after school and stuff like that, places for people to hang out. You saw there was a dip in how society was or how community was in certain areas. The same with when they I know some Americans are anti-police, but stopped investing into police and stopped investing into the firefighters and stuff like that within the UK. There was an impact because you're taken away from the system, the resources that are meant to help us. So when the economy, going back to my point, when the economy hits hard, it affects the community. So that, going back to your point of we did more, and like when we arrived here, like you're saying, Ope, like people helped out stuff more, it's because at the time we were more able to. I think I'm not saying that we can't do that now. I'm saying that I think it's also
we didn't have to be so scared of potentially losing everything at any minute, or like people talk about it all the time, bro. The economy at the moment, people are losing jobs.
Of course,
markets are crashing, whatever. I feel like it was a period of time where you could kind of give and not be scared that tomorrow you wouldn't have anything. Do you get what I'm saying? So like now it's like you could give someone something and you don't know what is gonna happen.
Going back to your point, sorry, I'll shout out this. I don't think it was like you could give and like it would just be like okay, but taking that risk. How do I word it? It's more of a risk now, but sorry, it's okay. It's the risk is like different. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I feel like more financial risk because you can give it.
Well, this is my. What I understand is like
like the risk.
There's different types of risk that. Like you assess the different types of risk and how they're going to impact the whole thing.
Yes.
However, that's what I'm saying. I agree with you that obviously the economy is harder. People are going to be less able to give. They don't have that much disposable income anymore. So where they're going to give out from? So I understand what you're saying. I agree with that point. But I just feel like at the end of the day, whenever humans think that they have more,
I agree.
They tend to misbehave
because
I would. Okay. No. Continue. I feel like. Maybe I'm just from the unique scenario that I was in. So okay, then I don't have it's not that serious.
No, go on.
Okay, because what I was seeing was like, for example, like this is not like, oh, I have 100. Like we're literally at maximum capacity here, and I would see people like just give. Absolutely, like there's no backup option here. This is all I have, and I would see people give out of that, if that makes sense. So I don't think like, do you know what? It's not important.
Because it's tied to what I was saying before when so for example, like when my dad would offer to have people stay with him, he's not even in his own house, he's not offering people to stay with him. But he was kind of able to do so without fearing the consequences in the same way you have to fear the consequences now, which is why like you're putting about risk basically, like. Or you don't have a lot already.
And sorry. Go on, Shee.
I was gonna say, is it also because you have more to lose now? Like to give now to lose everything is more than if you're to give then and to lose. Do you get what I mean? Because now it's like I've built this family, I've built this home, I have this job, I have a stable whatever. I'm not saying giving someone £20 is about to collapse that thing.
Yeah.
But it's like you feel there's more to lose now, so you have more of a fear to do that. Let's just say what's right, because it's like if I do this and I lose everything, I'm going back like 20-25 years. If I was to do something now and I lose it, we can hustle our way, we can do something else, because it's not 25 years of hustle, it's 1 year. So maybe that's also adds to the fear of like not wanting to do something because you feel like you have
when
so
you've got
much
people
more
relying
to
on
lose.
you can't give as freely just in case, because you never know. Like it's true.
Sure. That was
sorry, Jimmy, because I feel like you're gonna say something before.
Then go on. I don't know if this is a bazooka. I don't know if this is
bazooka.
I also think a little bit the community that you guys are talking about back in Nigeria. I don't know if we're off this topic though.
I'm not talking about back in Nigeria.
I was going to just, but I totally left my mind.
But I think
yes.
I don't know.
I don't know the community in Nigeria. Guys, I'm not talking about the community in Nigeria. I'm talking about the community here.
When talking about like I just don't know how to politically put this correctly.
You don't need to put it.
No, I think I do.
If it needs to be
Okay, somebody will rephrase. Somebody
amended,
will say it. If we need to rephrase, we'll rephrase. Yeah.
No,
say it
they're
freely.
not
Yes,
nice
Okay,
people.
do you know what? No. I think it is the fact that we don't have. Okay, there's not the community. I agree. Like the community here is not that good. Like they say, UK is bad vibes. I don't always believe. Like I sometimes believe people need to be put down. Not put down like that, but like.
You need to be corrected.
You need to be corrected. I believe in correction. I feel like the community that we're idolizing, right? It's not 100%, but I feel like a percentage of that community that we seem to be idolizing back in Nigeria. That's what I can talk about. I think some of it is attributed to tribalism. I feel like when you're in the same tribe with someone in Nigeria, there is a huge community built around that. Do you get what I'm saying? And that sometimes is not really seen within other tribes, and that's why I feel like I have a different perspective on this.
That's fair as well, because also it's fair to say that because you are also the only non-Yoruba in the room, and I feel like that's actually tied to your perspective, which I think is very valid. Like I do get it 100%, because I feel like for me, like I think about how my grandma, my nana and my dad both speak Hausa. They are not Hausa people, but they were in community with Hausa people. Which is why I feel like I get why you're saying that, but I just feel like I've had my own personal different experiences, or at least my parents and family have different experiences. So like I don't know if it's tribe as much as it is maybe, for example, where they live.
It's the thing, like the way I'm saying it is just that at the end of the day, in Nigeria, one of the problems is people in the same tribe tend to what's the word?
Stick together.
Stick together, and that is the highest point of community I have seen in Nigeria. That's my point.
Okay.
So do you get what I'm saying? That's why I've seen like, oh my god, talk about community. It goes like. But obviously,
Nigerian community
is shit.
Yeah.
It's in the bin.
Now
like,
I
it's
get
in the bin.
that.
Okay,
That's
I'm
unity of Nigeria. It's terrible.
Okay.
It's
And
not.
obviously
That's the community.
That's the whole
you get what I'm saying? The
I
community
do
we
agree,
see is within the
I
tribe.
feel like agreeing with what everyone's just said completely. Like I do agree that if we zoom out, which is very important, then I agree that we speak about community a lot in terms of tribes. However, personal experience, my parents' community, my grandparents' community was never formed of people who were solely Yoruba, and everybody in my family is Yoruba. If you're going to talk about what tribe I came from, like even intertribal marriage and stuff has happened within my family. And similarly, it's like even as a quote unquote Black Brit, which where the identity comes in, when I say I don't live in London. So you can't know about...
That's another one.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying that I agree, but I also think that there is the ability, and there are communities, maybe pockets, especially if we talk about tribes, pockets of communities that have moved away from just focusing on being tribe based. Also, I think location is a big one, because when you talk about like community, I always think of like village community, and how they say like it takes a village to do anything to raise a child. That's what I think of. So I think that is also where tribes come in, because tribes tend to move together, stay together, be area based, etc. But whole other conversation. But I think of like how being a Black British babe and people telling me that you will never understand it because your postcode is whatever. Your postcode isn't South London, your postcode isn't East London, whatever. And like there was a period of time when I was fighting for Black British identity, because I was saying I know I've moved out of East London, but that was a large part of my life. So you dismissing that because I don't live there anymore, and therefore I'm not a part of. And if you put it back to tribe, you don't see me as part of your tribe because I moved away from there. Or whatever. So I just thought that was interesting. That's what I'm saying. I completely agree with you actually. While my own personal experiences may be different, and we thank God, but it's just in terms of the Black British side, I think that's also something that we need to kind of move away from. Is, but you're from North, we're talking about Black British. Are they not still Black in Britain with their own experiences?
Okay, that makes sense. Fair enough. Okay, Jimmy, conclude then.
Yeah.
What?
We don't have to have this.
Thank you guys. Join us on the next episode. Bye.
Toodles.
Thank
See
you for watching.
Thank
you for watching.
She said you don't have time.
They manhandled me. They manhandled me into concluding.
When have you ever outros like this?
It's supposed to be
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for tuning into this episode. We hope you were able to learn about the Black British / Nigerian community. It was quite,
because there's a question my was asked that we didn't actually
even answer. But hey ho,
I think it was how we
guys, we'll do a part 2.
Yeah, we're gonna do a part 2. But yeah, thank you so much. Please subscribe, like, comment, continue to share.
Thank you for all the shares
You
so
know,
far, and, like, the
honestly,
videos so
we
far.
really, really appreciate it. We love you guys so much. God will bless you. Shut up, Jamina. Yeah, see you on the next episode. Bye. Oh, we didn't even say.
Oh, thanks for watching.
Whatever. Bye.
It's been your girl, Shay.
It's been your favourite flat babe, Maya.
It's Jimmy.
And last but not least, it's Ope.
Bye.
Bye.